Good time zones, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to EchoPark Speedway for round number 2 of the Racers Elite Premier Sunday Series. I am Mike Taylor up here in the booth, and with me, as always, is the man of chaos himself, Dakota LaRue. Today, these drivers will take to this 1.5 mile super speedway for our exciting run of, I believe, about 130 laps here today, I believe. Maybe I'm lowballing it, but man, hey, even better. 195 laps here at Echo Park, and man, we are absolutely excited to have everybody here. Dakota, what are you anticipating for these drivers here at Echo Park? Yeah, definitely. And I mean, one of your very first broadcasts over working with Matt Metler, you know, you saw something very interesting here at Echo Park. What happened at Echo Park that day? Yeah, that was just absolutely mind blowing on what that driver was able to do for sure. Um, yeah, so I mean, it's possible we could possibly see something like that happen, but we will have to wait and to see at the end of this race, as we do have drivers out here turning some laps. Adam Squires in that number 35 Progressive Toyota. Right now, standing on top is going to be Cody Benelli with a 31 points. It looks like 311. Yeah, definitely come on out, check us out. Or you can always head over to racerselite.com. You know, you can take a look over there as well. Yeah, they have some really cool looking t-shirts over there. I was actually checking them out last week, and I was looking at a couple of them, and I'm not sure what shirt I want. But definitely go check them out. They've got some really good looking shirts over there. But James Foster coming out of turn number 4, back to the start finish line. That's going to put him currently ninth quickest. That looks like that's going to end his run. Chris Lawrence, he's going to come across this start finish line, and that's going to put him 11th quickest, it looks like. David Davis with a lap time of a 31.277. He will throw it on top of the leaderboard. I did not mean to cut you off there, Dakota. All right, here comes Stephen Luttrell. You know, last week at Daytona, we saw a very crazy race. And let me tell you what, these guys here, you know, they're looking for something. And they're looking to have a great time here at EchoPark. I'm sure everybody's glad to get away from Daytona. And let me take a quick look here. Almost. Almost made it. But yeah, so last week we did see David Davis take home the win. My mic was muted this whole time. What? Well, as you guys saw that line, that whole entire grid there on your screen, my mic was, well, it was muted for some odd reason. But these cars are now rolling here through turns 3 and 4. We're getting ready to go green flag racing here at EchoPark. Okay, come on. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, here they come out of turn number 4 into the restart zone, and we are green flag here at EchoPark Speedway for round number 2 of the Racer Elite Premier Series right here on the Racers Elite Network. Adam Squires, David Davis out to an early lead here on the exit of turn number 2. And Alex Teft and Cody Benelli, they're going to go ahead and line up single file here as these drivers will circle around turns 3 and 4. As you see some drivers trying to make something start on that outside lane as they complete lap number 1 here at EchoPark. Jonathan Stidham in that number 42, he's the first car on that outside lane. He's looking to get help from Brian Pratt. Brian LaPratt right behind him. And Robert Morris, I believe, in that number 21 machine.
And sir, I hate to do this to you, but I'll be right back.
Alrighty. Out of turn number 4 for the second time. Everybody's pretty much trying to keep it single file, except those 4 to 5... So 6 cars on the outside now. They will come through here through turns 3 and 4. I know that these guys, by the way, can go just about between 40 to 45 laps on fuel. So that's when we are expecting them to come down pit road, is right around that time. And as of right now, nobody's really pushing to make any headway anywhere, as they will fly down this back straightaway. And there goes Jonathan Stidham, still trying to make something work on that outside, but he's just doesn't really got too much help behind him. So it's kind of stalling that outside lane here just a little bit, as those 5 cars are somewhat pretty much separated. As we take a look here through the field, Dana Ryan in that number 49 machine. Dana's been pretty quick the last few times that we have seen him out here on track, and you know, they're looking for a really good finish here at EchoPark. So I'm expecting really great things again out of Dana Ryan this season. Very, very strong late in the season last year. So I'm excited to see what he can do. And just want to point out, Andrew Teft in that number 98 machine, he has made his way to the top side, jumping up in front of Jonathan Stidham. And now they've got just about 7 cars now to that outside lane, but nothing is coming of it just yet, but they're definitely still trying to work it all out as they now come down the back straightaway once again here. Now they're starting to make a little bit of headway here as they work on the outside of the 87 of Eric Dodd. And slowly but surely, yeah, they're starting to move up. Timothy Eisburn is up. They got past Timothy Eisburn in that Shaco LLC number 92 machine. Oh, we got some trouble back here in the back. 1 car is around. Caution will be out. That 61 of Rowan Lloyd will come to a screeching halt. James Foster in that number 9 machine, he had some issues here as well, and I believe that 34 machine of Hendrix Bromberg. He just had some issues here as well. But let's go back. I need to figure out how to adjust the timing on that. Oh. So that started way back here with James Foster. He hit that wall, came all the way down the track, came back up. And that is all she wrote here for these drivers. Be careful. Let me tell you what, that 61 of Rowan Lloyd had an incredible save. He was able to get around with no issues on his end. So that was some really good heads up driving there out of Lloyd. Let's go ahead and make sure we get the right look here. Yeah. Back. Oh, this is riding on board here with James Foster. We're going to come back here to Rowan Lloyd out of Hudson, Illinois. He's ready checking up, seeing the incident in front of him. And barely gets tapped. You hear him hit that clutch as he's backing it down. Did not touch a thing. That was some really good driving once again by Rowan. So we did have some takers come down pit road. We actually still see quite a few drivers down here still. Troy Thomas, Curtis Decker, Rowan Lloyd, Trevor Fettig, Chris Lawrence, Kirby Wayne Scott. They're all now exiting pit road. I know Kensley Smith, he came down. Andrew Teft, he came down to top off on fuel. Dana Ryan, Brian LaPratt, Timothy Eisburn. So quite a few of them did come down pit road there under this caution to top off on some fuel. Oh, it looks like actually some of them actually elected to take tires, it looks like. So early on in this run, some people did elect to come down and get tires. Alrighty, so we're going to go ahead and double up and get ready to do this all over again. Adam Squires and David Davis in that 777 machine, they both been very strong early on here at EchoPark. As you know, they as they're all looking to get back single file once we go back green flag racing, as you see them now come out of turn number 4. And into the EchoPark restart zone. And we are green flag racing once again here at EchoPark. As you see your top two there, Adam Squires, he was able to get out to a good lead here. David Davis not off to a good start this time. So that is going to allow Alex Teft to pull up into that second spot as they come down the back straightaway. And now Alex Teft, he's looking to go to the point. As you see, David Davis, he's going to stick behind Adam Squires, which he was working with the first 8 laps of this race. And so now they're going to run side by side here for that race lead. Squires, Teft will try to duke it out, but with no help for Teft, he's going to fall all the way back to that third spot. He's finally got help out of Stephen Luttrell in that number 36 machine, as they will come flying down the back straightaway here, working lap number 13. And Andrew Teft, he has now got back up behind that 36 machine, as they are looking to make that outside work, as they've got pretty much half the field up top. So this is a different look than what we saw at that first run there. As you see, Stephen Luttrell trying to make a run on the inside, not able to get down there. So he's just going to have to stay up top and push Alex Teft. And now these drivers are going to hook up here into turns 3 and 4. A lot of these drivers have decided to go to the inside, and that's going to bring Alex and Andrew Teft together here on the front straightaway. And now the Teft brothers are going to be running that high side. Let's see what they can do around turns 1 and 2. And see if they can make any sort of progress on that inside lane, as they do got help from just about 4 other drivers to make a 6-pack up top. And so far they kind of stalled out right around Robert Morrison, that 6th spot. But here they come now out of turn number 4, still side by side. Now they're moving up beside Stephen Luttrell, Eric Dodd, and now they are, that bottom lane's checking up, and that's going to allow that outside lane to make a run. Cody Benelli, that number 19, he decides he's going to jump up front in front of Alex Teft. He's looking to get a push to the race lead as they come here through turns 3 and 4. Cody Benelli looking to get that bonus point for leading a lap. And let's see if he's going to get it this time. And he will get it this time. So he gets 1 extra bonus point to his name. He will clear that 35 of Adam Squires. But Alex Teft, he's going to stay up there with his brother and try to make something run. Cody Benelli, he goes up to block Alex. And so now Alex is going to get down with Andrew on that inside lane. But here comes Jonathan Stidham now trying to make something work on that outside lane as they come out of turn number 4.
Anyways, I'm very surprised that a couple people didn't really take tires on our last caution there. As after the truck race, I come to realize how important tires are here, because they do kind of fall off a little bit as the run goes on.
Yeah, definitely tires are very important here. I mean, it is a new surface and everything, but the tire fall off is absolutely unreal, simply because this isn't a 2.5 mile track like Daytona. It's only 1.5 miles. So it's definitely, scrubbing a lot more speed through the corners here. And so that tire wear definitely falls off really quick here as we look from the back roof here of Andrew Teft. Looking at the whole entire field coming here through turns 3 and 4. Or 1 and 2, I'm sorry. No, that was 3 and 4.
Yep. Cody Manelli going to lead another lap and start a lap 20 here. Teft brothers on the inside lane behind them. Jonathan Stidham trying to get something going here as well. As you see him working that outside lane with the 15 to Kinsley Smith. I mean, it wasn't surprising if them two were able to get up here. As you see Andrew Teft go up to help them as well.
Yeah, Kinsley Smith in a brand new paint scheme than what we're normally see him in. We normally see him in a Napa Auto Parts machine. But today, we get a Coca-Cola Kinsley Smith.
Hey, he could just be hitting towards the All-Star race or something.
Hey, you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. As we're watching these drivers head up here into turns 3 and 4 once again. Somebody that's been awfully quiet, who's been just slowly making his way up through the field, that, is that 61 machine of Rowan Lloyd. He was involved in that first incident and he's already made his way back into the top 10. So Rowan Lloyd, he's putting on one heck of a show here so far at EchoPark. We still got a long way to go, but I think he's definitely going to be one that we need to watch by the end of this race.
Yeah, it's the person right in front of him is making me just a tad bit nervous, which I believe that is going to be Brett Bray in the 17 possibly, but it's 6 car today. I mean, it looks like he's having a little bit of issues staying in line with the guys in front of him as he keeps kind of drifting up the track in the corners. Making me a little worried he might get into the wall or something potentially here. You see him running a lot higher than everybody else about mid corner.
Yep. As they are working around Chris Lawrence in that number 54 machine here on the front straightaway. This track is wide for 3 wide, but it's not as wide as Daytona, so these drivers are going to have to be careful. But Chris Lawrence, he is bouncing off that outside wall. He's just making sure he stays out of everybody's way. So that's really good heads up driving by him. He's going to go ahead and drop down behind that number 10 machine of, that 101 machine of Brian LaPratt.
And things kind of calmed down a little bit up here near the front, at least out the top threes. They've kind of just spread out and been a little single file, kind of relaxing. But Jonathan Stidham in that 42 machine, he's still trying to get the outside to work. You see him finally getting side by side with Andrew Jess coming down the backstretch.
Yeah, they're definitely trying to make that outside work. And he's got, the push master himself, Kensley Smith, right behind him. So, once you see Kensley Smith in the picture behind anybody at a restrictor plate, you know that person in front is in really great hands. And right now, Stidham's got Smith, so I think he's pretty happy where he's at, as they're still trying to make some headway there on the inside lane, but they're still kind of stalled out next to Andrew Teft here.
And it seems like Kensley Smith's not trying to push too hard quite yet, as he's not really getting all over the back bumper, and I can't necessarily blame him, especially coming through the tri-oval here. Real easy to give a bad push and get somebody kind of loose.
Yeah. Now let me go take a quick look here. We do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 drivers that are still needing to come down pit road, as we are quickly closing in on that pit stop time. They could probably make it between 45 to 50 now because of that first caution. So we're just probably about 20 laps away from those drivers coming down pit road.
We'll say in the trucks you can go at least 41 laps without saving.
Yep. Oh, Kensley Smith, hold on to it. He's going to come. What a save.
Go back, take a look, see what happened here.
And we're going to jump back here and...
Ooh, he just got really loose, got down there on that apron and...
Man, just look at Kensley work that wheel. Oh, good save. Alright, as we come back live. So that's going to put Kensley Smith now back in that 20th spot. Everybody now is pretty much single file. Give me... Alright, sorry about that. Yeah, so these drivers are now pretty much single file, and that's exactly what we like to see early on here, as we are only working lap 32 of 195. So right now, Cody Benelli in that number 19, he's doing a great job at leading this field. It's going to be very interesting to see, who's going to make a run, when they're going to make it. But, if I was these drivers right now, I would kind of just be laying back and just enjoying the race for the moment. Let some of these laps wind out, because by the time, it's all said and done, we still got very, very long way to go here.
Yeah, and then I gotta do 100% race length race not long after we get done with this broadcast with about 40 drivers, so that's gonna be fun.
That does sound like fun, and we definitely wish you a lot of luck there.
Yeah, it's not fun. It's not fun at all. 40 cars side by side, three wide the entire time, because that league's is very impatient, as we'll call it.
Oh no.
Fun to race with. Very impatient.
Hey, we have to get up to the front, sooner or later.
Hey, if you're not leading lap one, what are you even doing, bud?
Exactly. Exactly. All right, give me just a second here, Dakota. As with these cars just running single file, I'm gonna take a look here into my settings.
Excuse me. You got a couple people peeking their nose out and kind of right around that outside, which I don't necessarily blame them. I mean, I like to sit on the outside if I could not lose the draft, just so I don't have
Yeah.
to worry about the checkups and stuff as much.
Yeah, that's definitely a good thought process there for sure. As we see that 42 Jonathan Stidham just hanging around that outside, but he's starting to fall back, so I'm not sure if this was part of his plan or not.
Well, the good thing is he should be able to attach to the end of the field here. There's, not a huge difference of speed between a single car and the whole pack. As I mean, there is a pretty good difference, but it does take quite a bit for a car to go a lap down once they do lose the pack here. So he should be able to attach onto the back and potentially just sit back there and cruise.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, let's see. Careful, Eisburn. Eisburn trying to get back down to that inside lane, but he was just not able to get down there. So he's still stuck there to the outside. As we ride on board here with Andrew Teft in that number 98 machine. And now with Troy Thomas in that number 88, back in that number 14th spot. Let me see. I'm trying to. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to figure this out because whenever we go to, like I said, whenever we go to replays, I usually catch it in the middle. So I'm trying to figure out how to take it away from that. As we right on board now with that number 87 of Eric Dodd out of Moorhead, Kentucky.
So my experience, I have realized sometimes it really depends on when SDK determines the race started. So I'm not really sure if there's a way to adjust that or not.
Well, you know what? I don't know, but you know me. I'm bound and determined to figure it out. You know, Eric Dodd. You know, he's been pretty quiet so far this race, and same with last week in Daytona. He was awfully quiet as well. Let's get this cranked up here just a little bit for you guys. Yeah, there we go. Now we got some race car sounds going. But yeah, Eric Dodd, he's been he's been a quiet driver, but he's making moves, at the right time. So, it's going to be very interesting to watch Eric Dodd move his way up through the field as this season progresses. Let's take a look here at Robert Morris, driver of that number 21, AmericaTees.com. Again, you guys head over to AmericaTees.com. You can get a discount by using Run Over at checkout. Looking through the field. Curtis Ecker in that number 8 machine, he's been a very quiet driver the last few races of last season. So he's kind of just minding his P's and Q's as of late. Not really making much noise, trying to be in contention for the race win. So he's pretty much going through a little bit of a drought here, and he's looking to try to turn things around. Let's see. David Davis, driver of that 777 machine. He's got a very interesting red and white paint scheme. Kind of threw me off at first. Because as a painter myself, if you forget to turn the paint file the correct way before saving it, it can make the paint scheme look absolutely weird. And at first I thought that's what happened here, but after looking at it, no, everything's in the right spot, and it's actually a pretty cool looking paint scheme here. David Davis, he won your race last week in Daytona, and he's looking to do that again here at EchoPark. So
yeah, not to interrupt you, but we do have some takers coming down pits. I'm seeing hands out the window, so be prepared for that, as it looks like our leader at the 43 coming down.
Yeah, it looks like Alex Teft, he's coming down. David Davis, Cody Benelli, those 3 drivers, they're coming down pit road here. Brett Bray is following suit.
And keep in mind, folks, you have to go down on the backstretch here. You can't go in off of turn 4. So,
yeah,
a little bit longer pit road entry here for this track than there used to be.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you can use that access road there You know, in 3 or 4, you don't have to be going the speed limit. I think it's what they drop it down to 90, and then when you get, you know, to the pits, it drops down to the pit road speed.
Well, I'm pretty sure on iRacing specifically, you can go through that first section as fast as you want, but once you get towards the pit line itself, you have to be down the pit speed.
Ah,
I
okay.
don't think you have to be going about 90, but I could be wrong. I normally don't pay attention to my speed when I go through there. I'm more worried about spinning the car out and embarrassing myself, so I might be going below 90. Who knows?
Yeah, it's definitely, there's definitely not a lot of grip down there when you're trying to go, you know, fast to try to keep time. But, you know, we'll see how everything else plays out as we have a couple more takers coming down pit road. Looks like Eric Dodd and Steven Luttrell, they're going to come down pit road.
Yeah, and Alex Tiff getting a really fast pit stop there as he came out way ahead of David Davis and Cody Vanelli. But they are going to be able to run him down as they are together in a two-car pack there.
Yeah, as things going to start to cycle through here. Alex Teft and everybody, you know, they are going to be currently trapped one lap down. But then once everybody else, your top 11, come down pit road to take their tires here in about 8 to 9 laps, I would assume.
Yeah, I see them coming down after lap 60, as I'm pretty sure most of these guys pit a little earlier during that caution.
Yep. All right, as these drivers will make their way through turns 3 and 4 now. Andrew Teft, he will take on that race lead. Dana Ryan in that number 49 machine, he's done a pretty good job at sneaking his way up into the top 3 here. And take a look at Rowan Lloyd in that number 61 Toyota. I told you, we got to keep an eye on Rowan Lloyd. He's going to be making some noise this season.
Yeah, can we get a lap check for Adam Squires? Do we know how many laps down he is currently?
Adam Squires, yep, 3 laps. Adam Squires
took him a long time under pit road. Not really sure what happened. I didn't see any damage, but he sat there for quite a while. So
I can probably guarantee you speeding on
that's just
pits.
unfortunate look.
Yep. Yeah, so that just kind of proves right there, you know, how important it is not to speed on pit road here at EchoPark. Because when it's all said and done, you might be able to cycle back around and only be 1 lap down. But we'll have to wait to see how that will all play out when your race leaders come down pit road. Kensley Smith, Trevor Fetzig, they will go ahead and make their way down here on the pit road.
Looks like Jonathan Stidham and Hendrix Bromberg going to be joining them as well. Looks like 8-car going to be going in next time around as I see him sticking his hand out the window.
Yeah.
Big Curtis Decker in the 8 machine. Andrew Teft coming down as well.
Yep, take a look here as these drivers make their way on the apron here through turns 3 and 4. And get down into the pits.
Ooh. I feel like that 49 machine that Dana Ryan might have sped, but maybe got it low down just in time as he got really close to going off in the grass there. Still got about 4 cars left to pit currently. I believe it'd be Brian LaPratt, Timothy Osborne, Troy Thomas, and Rowan Lloyd. It does look like Troy Thomas or Rowan Lloyd coming down this time, so it's going to leave 2 cars out.
Yeah, as Brian LaPratt, he will lead his first laps here of the season with Racers Elite. Timothy Eisburn, he's going to duck down onto pit road, and LaPratt, he's going to be staying out here. This isn't good for Timothy coming down pit road by himself, because when he comes out of the pits, you know, he will be running solo. So not sure how wise this will be. But Brian LaPratte, he's still hanging out around on the track. Let's see. Yep, here he comes now. He's going to come down pit road.
And Timothy might be able to get lucky and get attached onto another group of cars here. We'll have to see.
Yep, so Timothy Eisberg now made his way into his pit stall. As you see drivers starting to hopefully make something happen here. Andrew Teft, he is in control in that third spot. He's going to make his way around the front straightaway, and they're going to on-lap themselves here.
They should be potentially, taking over for the lead here.
Oh no! Brian LaPratte, he is struggling down here on pit road. He overshot, and I just watched him have to back up 2 or 3 different times. So that's definitely not going to help Brian LaPratte here in that 101 machine. Brian LaPratte got hit with speeding on pits as well. So he's going to have to sit there for an extra 40 seconds. And so that will definitely turn your race lead over to one of the draft masters here of Andrew Teft. And David Davis in that 777 machine behind him. And Cody Bonelli, he will settle down in third after this pit cycle.
Well, a little update on Timothy Osborne, who pitted by himself. He was able to tag onto this second pack here, so they're working their way up here to catch in the first pack. The second pack's being led by, I believe, the 88, the Nitrous Cowboy of Troy Thomas here.
Yeah, so Troy Thomas currently in that 5th spot. You know, they're trying to catch up to that front pack there of Andrew Teft, David Davis, Cody Bonelli, and Alex Teft. Well, let's pull out here just a little bit. And obviously, they've got company in that front pack, because I just realized Kensley Smith in that 15, he's a lap down. The 7-Eleven machine of Trevor Fettig, he's a lap down. And that 49 machine, oh, he's actually further back there. But who's that? The 54 Chris Lawrence. Yeah, he is already a couple laps down as is.
49 is Dana Ryan.
Yeah, the 49 is Dana Ryan there. But he's all by himself at the moment.
But this is kind of how last night's race went in the trucks after the pit cycle. Andrew Teft and Chicken Coop, they all worked together, and they had almost a 3-second lead or better over the rest of the field. I mean, so kind of seeing some of that teamwork today as well.
Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look, see how Chicken Coop is faring off today so far. Andrew Teft, he is out front. Andrew Teft is out front. Alex Teft, he is 4th. Curtis Ecker, 6th. And Kirby Wayscott, he is currently sitting in that 8th spot.
All right. Anyone in the YouTube chat, who are you pulling for today? And what kind of racing are you expecting coming to the end of this thing?
That second pack finally caught up to that lead pack. So let's see what Troy Thomas in that 88 machine can do, as he is now working on the inside of that 35 machine, picking them off one by one. No, right now looks like they're just going to sit it single foul for the moment. And it looks like Chris Lawrence, he's come down pit road.
Yeah, I imagine these guys are still not going to be pushing too hard yet. We're still not even quite halfway through this race at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. And, we're still running pretty much single file as is. As you see the field going past the lap down car.
Eric Dodd in the 87 machine. Currently going.
Yeah, Eric Dodd, he's going one lap down now, yeah.
And we got two people saying, let's go LNG Power Sports, not Tina and 777.
Yeah, Chris Lawrence had issues getting out of the pits here. As we just right on board here with him. He just, he hit those bumps just wrong, hit the inside wall. But he was able to keep it off the track, so we're going to stay green here at EchoPark.
Appreciate you for stopping by, Joseph and Scrims.
Yeah, hope everybody is having a beautiful Sunday so far. Thank you for enjoying this Sunday morning with us here on Racers Elite.
Now to take my jab at Matt Metler, who is, I don't think, turned a single lap today.
Nope.
Oh, real far behind, bud. I mean,
yeah, he's only 73 laps back. He can come back and win it. It's all right.
Hey, he probably got called into work or something, knowing him.
Yeah.
But pretty solid amount of patience out of these drivers today. Is, most other we bring this up all the time, but I race in a few other leagues and the racing looks nothing like this. We're constantly side by side, 2 or 3 wide. They're causing wrecks the whole entire time. It's more of an ego thing when it comes to that. But here at the Racers Elite, they don't mind to run even 10 seconds back here. Let's say Stephen Luttrell currently 13th. He's about 10 seconds back. He's probably not even, they're probably not even pushing all out back there. They're probably still cruising themselves just to kind of not cause any caution and see if they can keep their car clean for a late race caution whenever it does come.
Yeah, Stephen Luttrell back in that 13th spot. He is with Robert Morris in that America Tees number 21. So right now these guys, they're just, sitting here riding around. Because they know by the end of this, there's going to be a caution. But at the same time, they also got to be careful of not going a lap down, because at that point, only one person can get the lucky dog.
I also just realized, I was about to say, oh, we forgot to tell somebody happy birthday, but I don't think they're racing currently, so never mind.
Yeah, Richie Joplin not here with us today.
Happy birthday anyway.
Yeah, but happy birthday anyway, Richie. Whenever Richie's out on
800.
Yeah, just about. Hendrix Bromberg in that number 34, he's slowly trying to make his way, picking off these cars one by one on the outside, but he's been able to do it once so far. He's trying to do it again, but not able to do it this time to get around that 42 of Jonathan Stidham. Yeah, right now these guys are just relaxing, and no one's making any moves for us to really get a good talking about.
And I will say, Hendrix Brumbark, which I believe was racing the other day, it looks like he's doing a little bit better today, as he was having a little bit of connectivity issues the other day, but pretty solid today from the looks of it.
Yeah. We just got word that Chris Lawrence in that number 54 machine, he has retired from the race. So he's loaded it up onto his hauler, and he's calling it a day.
Whoa, Richard, I'm sorry. Something might have happened here. Looks like Brett Bray and Brian LaPratt here.
Caution.
quite sure what happened there.
Yeah, let's go ahead and come back here and.
You have to rewind it a little farther. I did, anyways.
Yeah, not exactly sure what.
So,
Brett Bray got into the wall, but that 101 machine, he got shoved down onto the apron, it looked like. And because of where the 101 was sitting when the drivers were coming out to for the iRacing officials had no choice but to throw the caution.
yeah, so I rewinded it a little farther. What it looks like is Brett Bray got a little close to that 101 machine of Brian LaPratt, and he started to drift up the track ever so slightly, and I think it got the 101 a little aero loose, which caused him to get loose on the apron there.
Yeah, let's go back and try to take a look at that.
Yeah, I believe it was as they were coming into turn 3 there. For some reason, SDK is having a little bit of issues today getting the crash right on time. William Luttrell in chat saying happy birthday to Stephen Luttrell. Is this actually his birthday, or are we starting another Richie Joplin trend where we're going to tell him happy birthday every race? Just a little curious.
Oh, yeah.
Racing with Austin. Wish I wasn't working to race with y'all. It is unfortunate, but we appreciate you for tuning in there, Austin. I assume this is Mr. Sell that drives the 300.
All right, looks like Brett Bray in that 17. He's going to be the lucky. How did he get the lucky? What?
Because he never made contact with the other car. He just got him aero loose.
Yes, but he went down into the grass. He was bouncing in the grass. I don't know.
Maybe he was given the X before the actual yellow was thrown.
Yeah, maybe. So you said that it was Stephen Luttrell's birthday today?
Yeah, according to William Luttrell, he said for real. It is his birthday today. So.
All right, well, happy birthday, Stephen, driving that number 36 machine. And hello, Will. How you doing, buddy?
Well, they are double file again.
Yeah, it looks like everybody's going to be on the lead lap here except for starting with Dana Ryan in the number 49 back in that 18th spot. So Dana Ryan, Eric Dodd, Adam Squires, James Foster, and Brian LaPratt. They are all still one lap down here.
So with this caution coming out a weird time, I imagine almost everyone came down the pit road. I wasn't fully paying attention as I was checking out that wreck there, but gonna be getting the field re-stacked up here, so everybody gonna be caught back up, and I'm kind of curious if they're gonna start pushing a little harder. We're almost halfway in this race. Maybe try to get a few positions down. So I'm getting word Timothy Osborne just had a little bit of an issue. Let me go check that. See if it's worth looking at. And no, it is not. He was just stopping on the track to let a few people by, so no harm, no foul.
No harm, no foul. Into the restart zone we go. We are green flag for the third time here today at EchoPark Speedway. And Cody Benelli in that number 19 is off to a really quick jump there, allowing David Davis to drop down in front of Alex Teft as they hit up into the bankings of turns 1 and 2. Andrew Teft, he was able to sneak down into that 4th spot. And now everybody else behind them, starting with Hendricks Bromberg in that number 34 machine, he's going to be the first.
Oh, we got an issue. Someone in the wall.
Oh, yeah, Jonathan Stidham was up in the wall there.
It looked like Brett Bray might have got up in the wall as well. I'm going to try to go back and take a look while you're covering live coverage here.
Yeah. Yeah, he's still falling back here, not able to regain his momentum. But jumping back up here to your lead pack, pretty much single file, except for... Oh, there they are. Okay, I lied. They all are single file. Kensley Smith leading that second pack, trying to get to the back bumper of Robert Morris in that 11th spot. They're not too far back, so they shouldn't have any problem there. But right now, Hendricks Bromberg, he is stuck on that outside lane with no help at the moment. Yeah, Hendricks still having issues trying to get down, but now he's got help out of, I believe that's, who is that, the 21? Yeah, the 21 there of Robert Morris.
A little update on the 42 car. Not quite sure what happened, but as he was coming out of turn 2, it looked like he got a little loose, tried to chase it up to the wall, and unfortunately getting into the wall pretty hard, as that did give him a lot of front damage, a lot of front end damage to his vehicle there. If you take a look here, it's actually pretty bad.
Well, let's see what we can do about getting a decent look at that.
Ooh, Stephen Luttrell jumping out to the outside to get behind, I believe, the 34 machine of Hendricks Bromberg.
Yeah, as you guys could see, that damage on the front end of that Ford Mustang of Jonathan Stidham.
Yeah, it almost looked like his wheel disconnected, but I'm not 100% sure. It kind of looked like he might have got a little loose, but we'll have to try to keep a check on that, as it looks like he is in the wall again in that 42 machine. Struggling a little bit out there.
Yeah. And that's not normal out of Jonathan Stidham in that number 42.
We got about 3 cars on the outside right now. That is the 34 of Hendricks Bromberg. We got Stephen Luttrell and I believe Robert Morse in that 21 machine, trying to help them as well.
Yeah. Now they're starting to, they made a little bit of headway there here on the front straightaway, and now they're going to get even more help out of that 49 of Dana Ryan. He's going to be up top helping these guys. No, they're going, yeah, wait, what are you guys doing?
Here goes Andrew to the outside, and Jonathan Stidham, even though he does have front end damage in that 42 machine, actually able to pull up to that outside line, looking to help them a little bit, just having a little bit of issue keeping it out of the wall coming out of 4.
Yeah, so it sounds like Jonathan Stidham's not going to let that damage slow him down whatsoever. As you see Andrew Teft trying to make his way around the outside for the race lead. He will pull down in front of that 777 machine to take over the race lead. But here comes that number 49 machine. He's looking to get his lap back. But right now, Andrew Teft, he is playing control the field. He keeps jumping up and down between the top and the bottom lanes to, you know, keep them both lanes at bay. As you see him jump up in front of Dana Ryan. And now, since he's slowed them down just a little bit, he's going to go back down to the inside. But Dana Ryan has just a really good run here. So Dana Ryan, he's trying to get his lap back. He's definitely trying hard here with that help from behind.
Definitely trying to do it the old-fashioned way, and I think that's part of the reason Andrew Teft decided not to stay up there and keep blocking, as this will give him a chance to keep the lead and be behind Dana Ryan, while also saving a little bit of fuel there.
Yeah. Definitely really smart driving there out of Andrew Teft. they're still trying to make that outside lane work. They kind of just stalled out there. But now Andrew Teft, he's actually starting to pull away with that number 49 machine. So everybody's got to keep an eye out on that because, hey, you know, if they pull out too far, that's not going to be good for the rest of the field.
Yeah, as we're about 3 laps from being halfway completed of this race here. I mean, only what, 1-2 cautions so far, so pretty good heads up driving for most of these guys here. As they've been avoiding most of the incidents. Had a couple of cars, I believe, get shuffled down to the apron early. That didn't bring out a caution, but otherwise, I mean, not really many issues.
Yeah, as we are crossing the line now, as we have now 100 laps to go here at EchoPark. You know, now I have a feeling that we're going to start seeing some more aggressive driving out of some of these drivers. As that 21 of Robert Morris, he almost hit the outside wall. Coming out of the tri-oval there.
Might be starting to see a little bit of tires come into play here as it seems like maybe some people possibly not taking some during the last pit stop, and it's really caused them to get a little loose here.
Yeah, that's very well possible there for sure.
Well, the good thing about broadcasting this today is I'm learning a lot from my race later, even though it is technically not, you know, fixed versus open, as I'm going to be running open sets.
Oh, something's going on with that 34 machine.
Yeah, he's way off the pace.
I wonder if he has a flat tire or something on that number 34 machine. Because the way he started wiggling and fell to the back, all the way back to that 16th spot. So he just went from like 6th place all the way to 16th.
I'm going to go to cockpit view and take a gander and rewind it. See if I can catch anything. Oh no, he started to get really sideways in the middle of the corner there for a moment and let off the gas to check up. Honestly, really good save as he was about to completely lose it and go straight up to the wall.
Got you. Well, as of right now, Dana Ryan will continue to lead this field on the verge of going a lap down. And right now, this is all by design, helping Andrew Teft in that number 98 machine save fuel on this fuel run. So, definitely a very smart move here by Andrew Teft. As we see, you know, some of these drivers having a little bit of issues here.
Woo! Stephen Luttrell,
careful.
You almost waited a little too long to come down there, bud. He got a pretty good shunt, I would say, out of Curtis Eckert there. As he tried to drop down in front of him, and it honestly gave him such a momentum boost, he was almost able to get around Alex Steff there.
Yeah, that was absolutely crazy. Yeah. Oh!
Steve Luttrell hard into the wall there. Missed what happened. Take a look.
It's like a tire blew.
Oh yeah, he is so hard to the right. Let me go. Where's the steering wheel option under the settings? Because for some reason I cannot see the steering wheel.
Should be under display. No, not display graphics, I think. Alright, so let's right on board here. We got that at the last second. Let's go back here, just take a quick look here. I don't know. That was weird. Well, that's going to put Steven Luttrell in that number 36 machine down into the pits to get repairs done on that machine.
Can't lie, that did look like a wheel disconnect there. It's like his wheel just went completely straight all of a sudden. Unfortunate for Steven Luttrell, he was running pretty good, but I think it's going to put him a lap down currently now, as you see the cars coming around him as he's coming off pit road.
Yeah, well, so luckily he did, I believe, have that fast repair, available to him. So that will put him now 3 laps down. And unfortunately, he did lose the draft, so he will be in the hot seat to go 4 laps down.
And I will be right back again. I'm not sure if you got my Discord message earlier, but yeah.
Yep. All right, and right now everybody's still currently running a single file here. No one's really trying to push the issue at the moment, as we still got a very long way to go here. We have just under 90 laps remaining here at EchoPark. So this 1.5 mile track, we've still got over 100 miles to go. When these guys do start running single file like this, it's kind of hard to start talking about, what's going on track, because right now they're just kind of chillaxing and, just turning laps for the moment. Brandon Puffenbarger in that number 5 machine. He was actually pretty quick last week at Daytona until he unfortunately got caught up in an incident, and that took him out of the chance to win last week at Daytona. So he's looking for some redemption here. Let's take a look here at, it's just Brandon Puffenbarger, it looks like. I think I need to get this updated. Yep. I believe I need to get all this updated again. As of right now, these drivers doing a phenomenal job at, sticking to the status quo for the moment, as they will continue to run single file here. Oh, it looks like Kensley Smith in that 15 machine, he's going to need to come down pit road to get some service done on his machine. And while we are cycling through some of these logos up top, we want to send out a big thank you to Speed Zone Race Control. Head over to Speed Zone Race Control for everything a race control needs. Whiplash Sim Cams, thank you for giving us all these beautiful views that you get to see here at EchoPark. AmericanTees.com. Make sure you guys head over to AmericanTees.com and use Run Over, like I'm going to run you over. So Run Over to get, I believe was 10% off your order, I believe it was. And you can scan that QR code to get some Racer Elite merchandise. I would like to give a shout out to Chanel Pottle. She does a phenomenal job every single race here with Racers Elite. And we definitely appreciate what she does, so thank you so much. Always making the right calls. Always making the right calls. As we have one car currently, Robert Morris, he's kind of stuck currently to the outside. And now he's able to get back down in line behind Kirby Wainscott. Let's go ahead and come through the field while we're pretty much running single file here. And let's get some really good look at some of these paint schemes while we're just running single file at the moment. Then you got the 77 here of David Davis, Andrew Teft, and that number 98 was the first car. Cody Bonelli and that number 19 Ford Mustang. Alex Teft in that Futurama number 43 machine. Curtis Ecker with that Family Traditions RV Rentals. Definitely go take a look at them if you're in the Pennsylvania area, as we may have trouble out front. Yes, caution is out. Oh, big, huge wreck here out of turn number 4. Andrew Teft is involved. Timothy Eisberg, Kirby Wainscott's facing the wrong way. The 21 of Robert Morris involved here. The 87 of Eric Dodd involved. He was your driver out front. All right. So Dana Ryan, just a bad push gone wrong. The 98 was not able to hold it either. And then the 98 just came back up in front of everybody. Oh, hard to impact there out of that number 9 machine of James Foster. Just an absolute parking lot here on the front straightaway. Nowhere for all of these drivers to go. Eric Dodd getting involved there.
All right, my apologies. I am back, and it looks like I did miss an accident here, so let me get called up.
Oh, yeah. Started off with the number 98 of Andrew Teft. Big carnage here on front straightaway. You know, as we were saying earlier, luckily, I believe these guys do have a fast repair to their names, so a lot of drivers going to come down pit road now and use up that fast repair. Jonathan Stidham in that number 42 machine. He's still sitting down here on pit road. Robert Morris is down here on pit road as well. Dana Ryan going to make their way down here on the pit road. And I believe for this, Andrew Teft may be given the possible EOL for this one. If you can verify that for me, Dakota.
Yes, I will check here momentarily and see as soon as my... Yeah, I don't think it's been decided yet. Probably still being looked at by race control here at the moment.
Alrighty.
I do want to give a shout out to Runover Racing, who is streaming their point of view and also has the broadcast up as well, but the broadcast is muted. If you want to see some on boards as well as you're watching the broadcast. Yeah, still no word on who that crash is going to be put on yet that I could see.
Yep. Alright, well, we're going to go ahead and get the pace car pulled off the track here once again. It looks like we're going to go back green flag racing here at EchoPark as the rest of the field catches up here. You got 3 cars on that outside lane, but we are green flag up front. Cody Benelli, David Davis will bring the field back to the green flag. Cody Benelli with that good restart there. He's going to drop down in front of David Davis and leave, it looks like, Troy Thomas in that 88 and Brandon Puffenbarger to the outside. But here comes Andrew Teft. He's looking to make some run here on the outside as well. As you see, Hendricks Bromberg, he's going to make a run on the outside into that 3rd spot on the outside row. Out of turn number 4. Now that outside lane is absolutely coming to life as they come out of the tri-oval here back into turn number 1. Brandon Puffenbarger, Troy Thomas, they will go ahead and clear the front 2. They will take control of this race as we have another caution out.
Yeah, I will say there on that last restart, there was a little bit of confusion about who needed to be where, and it cost a few people a chance to catch up to the pack there. And it might have been what caused this caution here, so let's try to get a look. Oh,
that was nasty.
What is that, about the 2nd or 3rd time that's happened today? Someone just randomly going straight into the wall like that?
Something like that. Yeah, that, who is that? The 6 machine. I think that's Robert Morris.
No, it's a 17. That would be Brett Bray, who's actually supposed to be in the 6.
Right, so Brett Bray just clobbered the outside wall on the exit of the tri-oval and came down and collected Brian LaPratte in that 101 machine.
Yeah, I'm going to go look at the cockpit again and see what's going on there.
Yeah, so it looks like LaPratte, he is loading up onto the trailer. James Foster in that number 9 machine, he's loading it up on the trailer as well. Kensley Smith, Stephen Luttrell both loaded it up on the trailer. And while we are under this caution, I will be right back.
Oh no, he just turned really late going into the corner. That's what happened that time. Alright. So it looks like Troy Thomas, the Nitrous Cowboy, going to be leading us back to the green this time. Currently working our 4th caution lap, 124 out of 195 here at the moment. And let's take a look at YouTube chat here. Let's go to LaPratte. Appreciate you for stopping by there, Bobby Cameron. And as I asked earlier, who would be your biggest shock to win this season? Anyone in chat? Also, it looks like Kensley Smith might have loaded it up on the hauler, possibly too much damage. Not able to use his fast repair, so unfortunate for him, as that's going to put him about 21st at the moment.
Alrighty, I am back.
Stephen Luttrell might have loaded it up on the hauler as well. Well, biggest mover today is going to be Hendricks Bromberg so far, currently up 18 positions. Curtis Ecker up 17. Troy Thomas, who is leading the race, currently up 16. Um, Couple biggest loss so far is going to be Adam Squires down 14 positions here. A couple laps down. We're going to have to see what these guys can do here on this next restart, as it really seems like everyone's trying to drop down to the inside as quick as possible and get single filed out, but Troy's going to be taking that inside lane. Hendricks or Cody Benelli in that 19 machine going to be restarting on the outside, as we should be getting ready to go green flag this next time by, because pace lights should be off on the pace truck.
Yep, lights are off on the iRacing pace truck. As these drivers will go ahead and crawl their way through turns 1 and 2 here and come back down the back straightaway.
You know, I'm going to read this just because I thought it was a little funny. It says, people, not going to put the number, should be racing next week with us women, because that was a big move. There we go.
Oh, man. Yeah, we're not going to comment on that.
All right, double filed back up and coming through 3 and 4 this time. Again, the Nitrous Cowboy, Troy Thomas, and 88 machine leading us back to the green. Cody Benelli on his outside. Cody going to be having to get a really good restart here, because I'm sure Hendricks is going to be giving Troy Thomas the business in. David Davis in a 777, currently P4. And Andrew Teft and Curtis Ecker, if these two could get together with Alex Teft there also being on the inside, if Curtis can get dropped down between them or in front or behind them, that team will definitely be working pretty good together. But we are green flag racing. Troy Thomas out to a pretty good jump here. Looks like Cody does have room to drop down if he wants to do so. But it looks like Troy Thomas is actually going to come up a little bit, give Cody a little bit of draft there.
Yeah, he's definitely trying to give him some sort of draft on that outside lane. But Troy Thomas, he got out to a very big lead there. And that's going to allow Cody Benelli to run around the outside of him with David Davis behind him, last week's race winner at Daytona. And so now he's looking to come back-to-back, wins here to start off this season. But they kind of just stalled out here on the front straightaway. As you see, Troy Thomas, he's going to retake over the race lead. And they've got Andrew Teft in that number 98 behind them. But as of right now, they're just a little bit separated, so they're not really going to make too much headway here. But I just feel like that outside lane is just not working the way that some of these drivers were hoping.
And I just realized Andrew Teft has a little bit of right front damage as well.
That could definitely affect his race car. As Cody Benelli, he's now dropping back next to that 8 machine of Curtis Ecker. As we have one car up in the wall, I believe that's the 42 of Jonathan Stidham in the wall. Alex Teft in that number 43 machine. He's been silent, making his way back to the top 5 here. So I don't think Alex Teft is done in that number 43 Toyota. That outside lane is just stalling bad. They are not able to make any movement onto that outside lane. So even with those 4 cars up top, they're just falling back. As you see, Andrew Teft, he went ahead and got back behind teammate Kirby Wainscott, because he saw that that lane was not moving, but he's deciding that he's going to try to make a run for it on the outside.
Yeah, I don't know how good it's going to work with him having a little bit of damage to the front end of his car here. So
yeah.
I honestly think it's going to be better for him to try to communicate with his teammates to get a run going on that outside line, as there are 4 of them currently lined up. Well, I assume Alex is part of the team. I do know Kirby Wainscott and Curtis Ecker and the 8 machine are part of the team, so.
Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look here at your team for Chicken Coop. Curtis Ecker, Alex Teft, Kirby Wainscott, Andrew Teft. And I think I am missing a couple people on that list. I gotta double check my roster. But yeah, I mean, you've got Chicken Coop pretty much all right there together. And so they can definitely make something happen here late in the run, as we are working lap 133 of 195 now.
Yeah, and I mean, looking at one more pit stop before the end of this race, it could be quite possible we see some people try to split this stint in half here, potentially come down a little early, work together. Is that it really worked in the truck race I was a part of last night. They pitted a little sooner and actually came out to the lead for a pretty good gap there. So I'll be kind of curious if they try to do it again tonight.
Yeah, definitely going to be very interesting to see how all that's going to play itself out. As these drivers are once again back into single file formation. Except, of course, Jonathan. No, that's not Jonathan. Yeah, that is Jonathan Stidham on the outside there, isn't it? No, that's Dana Wright. Yeah, Dana Wright in that number 49 machine. Had a little bit of trouble early on, fell a lap down, still struggling. Whoa, you're not clear, Dana. Good heads-up driving, though, from the drivers behind him. But that's going to cause a big checkup. And I'm pretty sure that somebody is hollering over the radio right now.
If they are, I definitely didn't hear it, but who knows? Well, with actual NASCAR coming here today,
Yeah.
does anyone have a pick on who is going to win at Atlanta in the Cup Series for NASCAR? I really want my driver Chase Elliott to win, but I also kind of want to see Carson Hocevar in that 77 machine. A lot of people don't think he deserves to be in the Cup, but the man is Will Man, and he's not afraid to put the car places it probably shouldn't be, and it does cost him sometimes. I wouldn't mind seeing him just getting at least one.
Yeah, definitely. Carson, he's definitely has a lot of growing to do. So I feel that once he becomes more stable in the race car, I think that's when we're going to really see his time, to be dominant in the Cup Series. So, I mean, he's definitely one of the drivers to keep an eye on.
Yeah, I would just even if he goes winless the rest of the season, I at least want him to get one win, just to establish that, he belongs, kind of thing. But back at the race at hand here at the moment.
Yeah, currently everybody's running single file. Let's take a look here at that number 92 of Timothy Eisburn and that Shayco LLC. Yeah, right now everybody is currently single file.
Yeah, kind of just relaxing here with the calm before the storm, but I got a feeling after this final pit stop here, things are going to start heating up, and we're going to see a little bit more aggression out of these drivers. Definitely going to have to see if any kind of strategy comes into a factor, though, of an early pit stop to make it to the end, as that window is potentially open here, as we've seen them go 50 laps. So
yeah, it's definitely going to be very interesting to see, but We're still just about 4 laps away, though, from 50 to go. So, do you want to take that gamble and, you know, come down right about the window where it opens? Or do you want to stay out as long as you can, just in case there's a green-white-checkered?
I mean, if I'm gonna stay out, that's not a bad idea. But if I do short pit, I'm not gonna come in right as the window opens, but I'm gonna wait a few laps, fill the tank up completely. That way, I'll have a little bit of extra fuel there. So probably wait till about lap 150 potentially here.
Yeah, I could see that.
Do me a favor and check the YouTube chat real quick.
Alright, give me 1 second here.
Oh, looks like I'm seeing a little bit of a move back here. I think that's the 49 of Dana Ryan possibly trying to get back up here to get back towards the front so he doesn't have to worry about a lucky dog here at the moment. He's got to be a little careful as he was involved in a wreck earlier, so if he gets caught in another one, I'm not sure if he still has a faster pair left.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah. No comment. Anyways.
Alright. Sorry about that. Alrighty, so we got 50 laps to go here at EchoPark. Troy Thomas is your current race leader with Troy Thomas is your current race leader. Curtis Ecker second. Alex Teft third. Kirby Wayne Scott fourth. Andrew Teft fifth. So far, it's a really good day for Chicken Coop Racing as we are closing in here on the final laps here.
So, quick question. It's probably a little easier for you to get this information than me. How many different lead changes have we had today?
That's a good question.
Because I'm not really sure how to use the SDK to look that information up at the moment, so that's kind of a, I don't know if you can or not, to be honest with you.
Nope, it will not give me that information just yet.
Alright, fair enough. And just still a single file train as we're coming to start lap 149 this time. And biggest mover so far, Curtis Ecker in that second place, up 21 spots. Another mention to be Kirby Wayne Scott up 14, Andrew Tate up 11. And a lot of really decent drivers kind of trapped laps down here as they got involved in some incidents, potentially tried to fix it without the faster pair, thinking there would be more cautions. But things kind of calmed down here as you see Dana Ryan shooting to the outside of, I believe, Timothy Osborne in that 92 machine, trying to get around him, really wanting to get up here towards the front to get his lap back.
Yeah, Dana Ryan currently in that 14th spot, 1 lap down. I don't think he is the first car a lap down. Oh, no, he is. Yep, because
yeah,
then he has Robert Morris just 3 cars back from him. So that right there is going to be the race for the lucky dog at the moment if a caution were to come out. So, I mean, right now, Dana Ryan is in... Oh!
Got one around on the apron.
Hold on to it. That was the 777 of David Davis, your last week's race winner.
I was about to say, speaking of Robert Morris, I think he was involved in that one. So it looks like he potentially got on the inside of the 777 as the 777 had to check up for Cody Benelli, and just unfortunate circumstances for him there. But a hell of a save from the 777 of David Davis.
Nah, he actually got turned off the front nose of that number 21 machine. And good heads up driving there by that David Davis in that number 777 machine. Unfortunately, he
Yeah,
will
that
lose
is
the
a good
pack.
point. That is a good point, Big B. They probably are going to stay in line until the stop here. Is, the safest place to be is in a straight line, and you don't really want to be side by side, especially as long as this race is. But like I was saying earlier, after that final stop, the aggression should pick up here.
Yeah. Definitely going to be very interesting to see how it all will play out. And as of right now, with Troy Thomas out front, he's the one probably using up the most fuel at the moment. As well, maybe Curtis Ecker as well, but not as much.
Hey man, this 49 machine really wants these spots here before this pit stop. As you see, Andrew Ted's kind of coming up a little bit, potentially trying to give him a little bit of draft to help him, but it's just not seeming to work out for him, as I think he's going to fall back here.
Yeah, he's going to have to definitely get back in line as quick as possible so that he can stay as our lucky dog.
Yeah, but if he don't fall back before too long, Cody Benelli's going to close that hole up, and he isn't going to have a way to get back down. And just like that, I think he might lose this lucky dog out to the 21 here.
Yeah.
Of Robert Morris.
He's going to, looks like, possibly try to squeeze. No, he's not able to do it. So he is going to lose the lucky dog position to Robert Morris in that number 21 machine, as he is still falling back on the outside lane. As you see that 61 machine now of Rowan Lloyd get onto his inside. And now he's going to stay out to the outside here. He's going to try to keep that lucky dog position all to himself, as he is now running side by side once again with that 21 machine of Robert Morris. So right now, this is the best battle on the track, and he will sneak his way. He will sneak his way back in front of Robert Morris for that lucky dog spot.
Woo. That was really close there, but he's giving it everything he's got to make sure he can get back on the lead lap if we do have another caution. But I will say, pit is open at any point in time for people to come down a short pit, but they probably will run out the fuel here from the way it's looking.
Yeah, that's very possible here.
Looking at YouTube chat, I'm a big fan of you guys. I love watching the broadcast and being able to watch from home, but I'm gonna speak the truth. I'll be racing next weekend in the ladies race, so y'all can talk your shit then. I mean, we probably won't be talking this shit, but fair enough. We got Big Beef saying easy guys, easy.
Oh yeah.
But Dana Ryan definitely giving it everything he's got to keep that lucky dog spot. As that was a very tight hole he just got into there, and I mean, a good heads up by the 21 to check up a little bit there. And I'm kind of curious if he's going to try to send it to the outside of Cody Benelli now and gain even more spots to put between him and that 21 machine.
Bobby, what car will you be driving next week? So, just so that we can make sure we give you a heck while we're out there, alright? Out front still, Troy Thomas. Followed by Curtis Egger, Alex Teff, Kirby Winscott, Andrew Teff, still your top five.
Yeah, we're currently only got about 35 laps left to go here as we start lap 161. And the Nitro Cowboy is still out to the lead, as you said. And I mean, what a phenomenal day for him. Is typically Troy Thomas ends up getting involved in something, but currently out to the point. I mean, it'd be nice to see him be able to get a win today as well.
Yeah, definitely be very nice to see. And, talking about what Bobby was saying, next week is a off week for this Sunday. Uh, I'm
The
sorry.
premiere next gen
Yeah.
season.
So the Premier Next Gen is off next week, and that means on Saturday night we're going to bring out the ladies of Racer Elite, and they are going to come out and rock it out in Michigan in the SRX race cars. And as of right now, we've got quite a few names here. It looks like we got Rebecca Ballas, Jennifer Morris, Emily Martin, Julia Teft, Bree Zimmerman, Jessica McQuiston, Missy Benfield, Tisha Thomas, Brandy Archibald, Bobby Cameron, and Chantel Pottle are race control. She's going to hang up her race control equipment and bring out the race and wheel for next week.
Hey, it's nice to get on the track every now and again. As
Absolutely.
I did that free race last night, and I'm typically up in the booth. But looking at the YouTube chat, we got Big Beef saying I race with these guys Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday nights. So, and we got Bobby saying I'll be racing in the 101 machine.
Absolutely. Big Beef. Wait, who is Big Beef?
Not 100% sure. So you're going to be taking over for Brian LaPratt then, correct? I'm Big Beef. What is your name on here, sir? Honestly,
30.
not very good at remembering things.
Yeah, we have now transitioned into 30 laps to go. Your pits are open. Absolutely make it to the end of this race. So now the question is, when will you come down for your final pit stop? And that's going to be the biggest question here on everybody's mind.
Mr. Hess in the 86 machine, Big Beef. All right, I got you.
Kyle Hess in the Hess machine. Wait.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, Hess Petro, I believe.
My brain went kaput for a second.
He said, my mama said.
My mama said, don't be talking about my mama.
Alligators is mags. They got all them teeth and no toothbrushes to brush them with.
Oh, man. Alright, guys, it's time to turn up the heat. We've got 28 laps to go. And because we're going to start talking mad here in just a minute if we don't start seeing some fun race. Okay, I'm lying. This has been a phenomenal race so far. Very smart driving. Jonathan Stidham in the 42 machine. He's already coming down pit road.
Yeah, Hess gasoline. I used to have a couple of Hess stations near me, and I think most of them's closed down now.
Yeah. Now, just for giggles, Kyle, any relation to the Hess family that opens up the Hess gas station? I'm just curious.
Oh, hey, I am here, and we are having to take us to pit road. Looks like Troy Thomas coming down this time. And I don't know if anyone else is going to come with him, so that's going to leave him in a very bad spot. Looks like Jonathan Stidham in that 42 machine down the pits as well.
Yeah, we do have some takers coming down here with Troy Thomas, Eric Dodd, Hendricks Bromberg, he's down here on pit road. Robert Morrison, that number 21, is joining them. And now the pit cycles here begins as one car is trying to come back onto the track. We have 5 cars coming down onto the pit lane entry ramp. Best way to put it. It's a ramp down onto pit road.
And I think the leaders are coming down this time as I see a lot of Chicken Coop and a few other drivers coming down. It looks like Kirby Wainscott, Cody Benelli, and Rowan Lloyd staying out here. I wouldn't imagine they stay out too much longer, though. because I did hear Cody Benelli coming down the pits this time. Rowan Lloyd sticking his hand out the window as well. Have not heard anything from Kirby Wainscott though.
He's coming down pit road.
So, yeah, that could have been bad. He did say it. He is no relation.
Yep. That would have been pretty cool, though. All right.
Like
David Davis, he's now making his way down pit road. And that actually very well possibly could turn the race lead maybe over to Dana Ryan.
I'm keeping my eye on Troy Thomas here, who was the first one to pit, and he is coming down the backstretch. I don't think he's going to be able to catch up to Andrew and Alex Tift, possibly Curtis Ecker here, as he is getting really close to the back of Alex.
Yeah, if he were to play it smart, he would have backed up to Brandon Puffenbarger, possibly, unless if Alex Teff plays it smart and allows him to back up. Yeah, he's actually going to gain on him here. And now we've got your front drivers here. Starting with Curtis Ecker, Andrew Teff. These guys are all lined up here. Kirby, Wayne Scott. Everybody else is pretty much actually separated. But right now, your current race leader is that number 49 machine, Dana Ryan.
I still think he might need to potentially pit here, as he was a lap down not too long ago, but we will see.
Yep,
possibly hoping for a caution. I did get word from race control the 7-Eleven of Trevor Fatigue is going to get a black flag for driving through too many pit stalls.
Oh. That's very unfortunate there for from Trevor Fatigue. You know, these guys, they have a rule. You have to, you can't drive through more than 2 pit stalls, I believe. Or it might be
probably
like
2 or 3.
Well, like it's 5. I believe it's like 3 on entry and 2 on exit or something like that. So definitely very unfortunate there for Trevor Fatigue, as Dana Ryan's going to come down pit road. And that's going to turn over your race lead over to Kirby Wainscott and Cody Benelli.
And they're out to about a 2.5 second gap lead over, I believe, Roman Lloyd in that 61 machine.
Yeah.
But not too much farther back is going to be Curtis Ecker, Andrew Teft, Alex Teft, and Troy Thomas, all kind of gaining at the moment here. Done gained about a 0.3 seconds this last lap here.
Yeah, Adam Squires in that 35 machine saw the lead pack coming up as we have 20 laps to go. He says, no, I'm not going to be the deciding factor in this race. I'm going to pop out, and that's going to allow Curtis Ecker and company to go around the inside here of Rowan Lloyd, as these drivers are now trying to catch up to Kirby Wainscott and Cody Benelli, who are staying just about 2 seconds out in front as they will make their way out of turn number 4. Gonna watch that separation. Currently, the top 2 are actually pulling away at the moment, but that's simply because of the 2 wide racing going on back here. So I think once these guys get this side-by-side situation figured out, they can now start to focus on catching your race leaders, as they are now starting to close in on them now. As I'm watching that the tower there, watching the gap grow smaller.
Yeah. And once Curtis Ecker does get to the draft of Cody Benelli and that 19 machine, they are absolutely going to pick up a tremendous amount of time, and you'll see them flying around the outside here. But it does look like there was a little bit of a shakeup out of the second pack.
Yeah, just a little bit, as I think it was Troy Thomas trying to get down in front of Dana Ryan. Wasn't necessarily clear, but Ryan lifted up and allowed Thomas to get back in line. All right, now this
You know,
pack is now 2 seconds back from your race leaders.
looking at YouTube chat here, Kyle said, my dad has collected a lot of the Hess gas trucks since I was a kid. I used to get those too when I was a kid. I remember those. And saw there was a Hess gas paint on Trading Paints, and I had to put it on my cars and truck. And he said, plus it makes it easier for the broadcast to know what car he is in.
Yeah,
And
that
that
is
is very
true.
true. That is very true. I can tell that paint scheme very easily.
Yeah, Hess gas is so iconic that you see white and green, you automatically think of Hess.
Yeah, and then I had a bunch of Hess stations near me, and then they turned into something else. I think it started with a W, and then now they're all Speedways, which I think is still owned by the same company, but they just went through a couple of name changes. Not 100% sure on that, though. But your third place driver, Curtis Ecker, being pushed by a few of his teammates here, and that second pack has closed the gap from 3 seconds now down to 1, so they should be getting the draft of Cody Benelli here very shortly. As you see, the leaders of Kirby Wayne Scott and Cody Benelli potentially looking to pick up a third car here, that 777 machine, so that might help them out a little bit.
Yeah, just unfortunately, I think this lead pack here is just going to have too much full head of steam here. And it's going to be very interesting to see, how far back Kirby Wayne Scott, Cody Benelli very well could fall, here in the closing laps, as we now have 13 laps to go at EchoPark.
And I hate to say this, but they might have to do that one specific move where you kind of make a chicane to make the lead cars come through. Do you see the 777 coming up?
Oh! Get out of my way, says Curtis Ecker to that 777 of David Davis. But man, that was one hell of a save.
Yeah. You see a big group with a full head of steam, I would not necessarily go to throw a block like that, especially being a couple laps down. As
No.
Curtis Ecker was like, "Nah, we're not having none of that today, sir." As you see him pulling up to the back of the 19 here, looking to potentially go around the outside. 19 thought about blocking, ended up going back down. Kirby Wayne Scott looking like he might potentially go up try to block, decides not to as well. And just like that, the first two groups are back together. Kirby Wayne Scott still leading, though. He could come up potentially as the outside line's run died down in the corner just a little bit.
Yeah, as they are approaching a couple more lap down cars. As you see the lap down car, he have the 42 of Jonathan Stidham. He's going to hang up high, and they're going to go 3 wide here down the back straightaway. Kirby Wayne Scott now getting eaten alive, and that's going to turn the race lead over to Curtis Ecker, Andrew Teft, and Alex Teft. As now it's going to figure out, see how things are going to shake out here in the last 10 laps here at EchoPark.
Yeah, and they did drop down in front of Kirby Wayne Scott as he is part of their team, so not looking to leave him behind to let him get swallowed up too bad there. Torrey Thomas is going to have to settle in behind Kirby Wayne Scott. So, looking at it here, somebody about fourth on back is going to have to try to get these guys separated. Potentially look to make a move on the outside and drop down in front of one of these guys here. But we're going to see what happens. There's 10 laps to go, coming to 9.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if they can keep those chicken coop racing machines all together, that's going to be one heck of a great day for chicken coop. But now the question is going to be, are they going to think about points here, or do you think they're going to try for the win?
I mean, don't get me wrong, points are nice, but getting that win's even better, bud. So when it comes to the last lap, I mean, all bets are off. If I come across the line backwards or flipping, I'm still getting points. It don't matter.
That is true, as we now have a little bit of a separation from your top 7 to that second. Oh no, that's lap down cars behind them. Yeah,
Brandon Pufferbarger about 12 seconds back in that 5 machine. I believe we got Hendricks as well in that 34 machine about 13 back.
Yeah, so we've got just about 4 different groups out here at the moment. As you see, Rowan Lloyd making his run on the inside of Cody Benelli in the number 19 machine. Rowan, he knows it's go time, and he wants a good point stay, so he's going to try to start picking these guys off one by one. Kirby Wainscott thinking about running that outside lane, but everybody else goes up to that middle lane with him. So that's not going to work. I think the only way that's going to work is if Kirby has a good head of steam and a good push here out of the 88 of Troy Thomas, as they will cycle through turns 1 and 2 here once again.
And you know, oddly enough, that 8 machine there, Curtis Ecker, I believe won the truck race last night as I was pushing him coming through 3 and 4. Ended up winning the race, and I got 3rd place. So it'd be kind of funny if he ends up winning the day as well.
Yeah, that'll be definitely a very good conversation for you guys to have if that's the case. But now we've got a couple drivers trying to work on that outside lane there. Jonathan Stidham, he's looking to try to make a run here. No, he's going to fall back in line.
Yeah, I think he's trying to get ahead of that 49 machine for the lucky dog spot here. In case of caution does pop off, as you see the 81 and the 19 getting into the wall. Or sorry, the 61.
Yeah, Troy. Yeah, Troy Thomas, Rowan Lloyd, they're trying to make a run here with 4 laps to go. Now they're going to try to make a run here on the outside of Wainscott. Now they're looking on the outside of... No, they stalled out right about Wainscott.
Yeah, as it looks like they're not really grouped up together as they, you know, as I mentioned, the 61 and the 19 got, or the... Yeah, 61 and the 19 got into the wall a little earlier. Still trying to get back reformed here.
3 laps to go here at EchoPark, as they are now flying around the outside, still trying to gain that momentum. But it looks like that 61 in Rowan, he's just having issues staying on the back bumper of Thomas, and so he's not able to keep Thomas moving towards the front. Now he gets all over the back bumper, but I think it's just a little bit too late here as they come out of turn number 4, and they're going to see the popsicle sticks from your flagman. 2 laps to go here at EchoPark. And right now, it's all in the hands of Curtis Ecker. But here comes that outside lane. Alex Teft, he's going to jump up in front of Thomas. And now he's looking to the outside of his brother, Andrew. He's looking to go for the race win. Ecker, he's going to jump up and he's going to play control as they will run side by side behind him through here, through turns 3 and 4. And they're going to come to the white flag this time by 1.5 miles left for Curtis Ecker. If he can hold these guys off, he will win this thing. But he's got Andrew Teft, one of the best drafting drivers out here, right behind him. So he's going to have to wait to see what he can do. But here comes Kirby Wainscott. Trouble up here in turns. And that's it. Not able to do anything with it. But ladies and gentlemen, coming to the line, Curtis Ecker's going to win it here. And side by side, it's going to be Kirby Wainscott, Alex Teft for 3rd. As we have
by the splitter. That was a very close finish for 2nd place there.
Yes. Man, that's...
Andrew Tett involved in that wreck there is still able to bring it home, I believe, P6, so not too bad. Didn't lose too many spots there. Still a good point stay for him.
Yeah, definitely. And we're going to come back here and, you know, keep an eye on Andrew Teft here on the final lap. You know, as you guys just see, you know, coming down the back straightaway, just Wainscott just got an incredible run up here into 3, and they just make slight contact, and that's all she wrote here for these guys. But at the line, we're going to come back and slow motion this at the line for Kirby Wainscott and Alex Teft. Excuse me. Let me get the right camera view here. All right. So there's Curtis Ecker taking the race win. And now we're going to do it frame by frame all the way up to the checkered flag. That's the difference right there, ladies and gentlemen. By, as Alex, or as Dakota said, by a splitter.
Yeah, and let me do a little bit of a check here, sound check, real quick.
And while he is doing that, we're going to go ahead and take a look at your race results. That's your qualifying. Curtis Ecker for Chicken Coop Racing, he's going to bring it home first. Kirby Wainscott, he's going to bring it home second. And then Alex Teft will bring it home third. So Chicken Coop Racing sweeps your results for today. Cody Benelli will bring it home fourth. Troy Thomas will bring it home fifth. Sixth will be Andrew Teft. Brandon Puffenbarger will bring it home seventh. Eighth is going to be Dana Ryan. Jonathan Stidham ninth. Robert Morris will bring it home in your top 10.
All right, sorry about that. I got a message saying nobody could hear me there for a little bit, and I think we already got it fixed.
That's weird. Well, Timothy I'm sorry. Eric Dodd. Wait a second. I'm showing two different. There we go. That makes more sense. No wonder it wasn't looking right for me. I apologize about that. So let's go back through it here. Cody Benelli, Troy Thomas, Andrew Teff 6th, Rowan Lloyd 7th, Hendricks Brumberg 8th, Eric Dodd 9th, Brandon Puffenbarger 10th. 11th is going to be Dana Ryan, Jonathan Stidham 12th, Robert Morris, David Davis, and Timothy Eisburn will round out your top 15. Adam Squires, Trevor Fettig, Brian LaPratt, Brett Bray, James Foster will round out your top 20. 21st is going to be Kensley Smith, Stephen Latrell, and will be 22nd. And Chris Lawrence will round out your 23 card field. Your Hard Charger Award will go to your race leader, or race winner, I should say, Curtis Ecker, up 22 spots. Andrew Teft led the most laps in his number 98 machine. Ecker did have the fastest lap, and last week's winner, David Davis, was on the pole for today. We did have 11 different leaders today, and we ran for a total of 195 laps with only 4 cautions. So, really good day overall for all these drivers here in Racers Elite. And let's go ahead and talk with our race winners.
Third place finisher here. Alrighty, Alex, this is Dakota. Mike up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, congratulations on your P3 finish. I seen you trying to take a run to the outside and wasn't able to get the job done, but was able to get up to third and finish there. So walk us through a little bit of your race today.
Yeah, no, the goal was to just qualify up front, stay up front, and that's what I did pretty much the whole race. Worked well with the teammates there, and yeah, got a little tried pulling up to the high side with you to go there, but just never get the help from behind. It was pretty tough to stay formed up there and really get a good run. But I pulled out a line third and I finished third, so can't really complain too much.
And then I noticed your brother got involved in a little bit of an incident there at the end. You got anything to say to him?
No, it's just, unfortunate to say the least. But yeah, no, definitely worked out better than him from last week. So sure, still a good points day for everyone overall. So.
Oh yeah. Mike, you got any questions for him?
I do not, but just what an incredible run for you, Alex. once again, showing why you're probably one of the best here in Racers Elite. And, you know, we're taking the week off, I believe, next week, and we're going to come back strong in 2 weeks. So yeah. And do you have anybody that you'd like to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah, thank you guys in the Racers Elite Network booth for putting on the broadcast. And thank the friends and the viewers that watch all the time, and my wife.
Awesome. Well, congratulations once again on your third place finish, and we will see you in Phoenix on March 3rd or 9th. It looks like.
Sounds good.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, Alex Teft. Let's go ahead and bring up your second place driver of that number 10 Racer Elite machine, Kirby Wayne Scott. Kirby, it's Mike and Dakota up in the booth. Do you got a copy?
I got you. What's up?
Kirby, what an incredible run for you today. You did your normal hangout in the back, and today you were able to prevail up to second, but without getting somebody off of your front bumper first. Walk us through the final lap and what was said between you and Andrew after the race.
My plan from the start was just to lay in the back, kind of let everything set up, because I know these things can be a handful at times, and unfortunately the first caution I got caught up in, but I was able to fix that, and I was just kind of chilling the rest of the time, just biding my time. And then that very last pit stop, we were all getting ready to come down, but there was a car coming off pit road, and I didn't know if I was going to have enough time to get down there, and on the older tires, I didn't want to do anything stupid and end up wrecking us. So I decided to stay out, and we were all planning on taking 4 on that last stop, so we had more maneuverability and stuff, and I thought, hey, I'm probably going to have to take 2 tires to make up for the time I lost, but I actually came out in a pretty good spot, so... But don't recommend 2 tires. That was not fun. That was sketchy as hell.
Yeah, 2 tires here is definitely very interesting. But if it was like the old pavement, maybe it would have worked a lot better, I'm sure. Dakota, do you got any questions for Kirby?
Man, I mean, a little bit weird of a pit stop there, as you mentioned, but it kind of got all y'all lined up near each other, and y'all was able to get single filed out. And I mean, give us a little bit of the communication y'all are able to do in Chuka Cooper Racing, as y'all seem to work phenomenally well together in most of these races throughout every series.
Yeah, we are constantly talking, working on strategy, letting know when runs are coming, if there's an outside line building, inside, whatever. Yeah, and so yeah, I mean, for that last pit stop, we were talking about that for a while, and we had Puff in there with us, and he was like, dude, you guys definitely don't want to take 2. Well, he was right, because it was sketchy when I took 2, but yeah, that sucks. That's unfortunate what happened between me and Andrew on that last lap. But I mean, last lap, I mean, he is upset, I'm sure. I mean, I would be too if I got turned. So it is what it is. Fortunately, I was able to get second because I had no ability to make any kind of moves whatsoever. I was just glued to bottom. Whatever spot I finished was what I was going to finish.
Well, regardless of what happened, I'm sure everything will be just fine coming to the next race, I believe, in 2 weeks. And otherwise, is there anyone you want to shout out or thank, man?
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to you guys in the booth. I always enjoy going back and watching the broadcast, and hopefully it's a race I didn't do anything stupid in. So, and give a shout out to Andrew. He does a great job. I mean, we're basically running something every single night of the week. So even if there's some nights where some guys can't run, we're always doing something. We're always running somewhere, and in different kind of cars too. So huge shout out to him for everything he does for the league.
All right, man. Well, again, congratulations on your P2 finish, and we will catch you in the next one.
Yeah, thanks. Well, I guess I'll give a shout out to Kinsley. You know, I mean, he does do a pretty good job of making all my paint schemes. So I guess I'll give him a shout out. I mean, I don't want his head to get too big, but I will give Kinsley a shout out too.
Well, that's okay. Mike does a good job of getting his head real big up here in the booth. So
Hey, he's not lying.
anyway,
He's not lying.
anyways, man, congratulations on your P2 finish, and we'll catch you, I believe, at Phoenix in 2 weeks.
Yep, sounds good. Thanks, guys.
Yep.
Absolutely, ladies and gentlemen, your runner-up for today, Kirby Waistcott, driver of that number 10 Racer Elites machine. Let's go ahead and bring up your race winner, driver of that number 8 machine, Curtis Secker. Curtis, Mike Dakota up in the booth. Got a copy.
I got you.
All right, Dakota, I'm going to let you take this one away.
Oh man, Curtis, I believe me and you were racing each other last night, and you just happened to get a win in the trucks, and then you come back out here in the next gen car and get another win. I mean, walk me through the process of you getting it done.
Yeah, it was definitely a long race. Started like 23rd out of 24 cars, and just slowly just tried to mind my business and make my way up front, and had a lot of good help there, especially with Andrew and the rest of the chicken coop team there on the final fuel strategy. But yeah, it was overall a really fun race.
Yeah, as I was asking Kirby, I mean, I got the race with y'all last night, so I was able to listen into a little bit of comms and how y'all work with each other. But I mean, walk us through some of the things y'all do as a team to make sure y'all are up in the front, as y'all really got grouped up together and was pretty dominant towards the end of the race.
Yeah, we definitely always try to help each other out the best we can and plan our pit strategy around, so we all hopefully get grouped up right after pit exit, and that helps. The quicker you can get grouped up after you pit, usually the better off you are.
That is fair. Did you have any worries with Kirby having to take 2 tires there towards the end?
I wasn't too sure. I saw they definitely got out there by a good margin, and when we first came out, we weren't catching them all that quick, and then we must have got a little tighter in our pack, and then we really started catching them pretty quick.
Yeah, once y'all caught the 2 cars in front of you, y'all were really able to start catching up to them there. As, I mean, y'all were slow, they're reeling them in, as you just said. But anyways, I'm going to turn it over to Mike to see if he's got any extra questions for you here.
All right.
Yeah, just what an incredible day for you, Curtis. You know, you were the biggest mover of the race, fastest lap of the race. And, man, you just came out here and you bided your time and played your cards right there in the closing lap. So just a big, huge congratulations there for you, Curtis. But you pretty much hit up on everything I was going to ask anyway. But is there anybody that you'd like to give a shout out to?
Just you guys up here in the booth that do an amazing job every week. The entire Racers Elite League as a whole. And, of course, my sponsors, Family Traditions RV Rentals, and just everybody who supports everything I do.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, I always shout out your RV rentals whenever I can because I absolutely love what you guys do over there. So,
We appreciate it.
yeah, absolutely, man. And, well, congratulations once again for your win here at EchoPark. And we'll see you in 2 weeks over at Phoenix.
It sounds good. Thank you.
Absolutely. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, your race winner driver of that number 8 machine, Curtis Secker. All around Dakota, the race was quiet. People bided their time. The only true cautions we really had were, you know, just very unfortunate, you know, situations, you know, that did end up coming about. But all around, just what a really great race. And, you know, what are you looking forward to the most in 2 weeks when we get to Phoenix?
You know what I'm looking forward to the most? Finally being off these super draft heavy tracks, as we have been stuck to these things like glue the past few months. I'm going to be interested to see what these drivers could do at something other than a speedway. But I do want to take a moment to shout out Run Over Racing, as I believe that is Jonathan Stidham and Robert Morris broadcasting their in-car point of view, as well as our broadcast, which is muted in the background. So not only if you're watching this replay, you know, if you want to see a few cockpit views or something, go check them out. Run Over Racing. Just want to give them a little bit of shout out, try to get them a little bit of a viewer count following going as well.
Yeah, and if Jonathan, if you're watching this, man, you should have messaged me, remind me, because I would have sent over the live feed to you, so that would be more up to date with what you guys are doing over on your side. So, but I hope it all looked well on your guys' end. And you guys, before we head out today, AmericanTees.com, go make sure you take a look at them. If you guys are looking for any Racer Elite apparel, go ahead and take a quick shot of that QR code on your screen and go take a look at what we have to offer, some of our awesome apparel that we have. We also,
Yeah, and I believe you can use code RUNOVER for a 10% discount as well.
Oh, yeah, over on AmericanTees.com, yeah. Speed Zone Race Control, Chantel Pottle, thank you so much for everything that you do over there. And also, a big thank you to Whiplash Simcams for giving us all the beautiful views that we got to see here at EchoPark. But that is going to do it for us right here on Racer Elite Network. We want to thank everybody so much for tuning in. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, always remember, no matter what you do in life, have fun doing it. If it's not fun, well, you go and make it fun. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, have yourself a beautiful time zone.